My best friend said real anime was for guys only, but I wonder how he feels now that it all backfired. My best friend Pete and I started an anime club together in high school, and even though there were only 3 of us at the start, it was so much fun doing anime trivia, cosplaying together, and doing Japanese karaoke after school. But when more people started joining, Pete showed his true colors. He'd talk over me during meetings, explaining shows I'd recommended like he'd discovered them himself. When I suggested we watch Haikyuu next week, Pete and his friends burst out laughing. "Of course you want to watch the volleyball boys," he said. When Naruto was mentioned, Pete smirked at me and said loudly, "I bet she's the type who likes Sasuke because he's a bad boy." But it wasn't just mean comments. They pushed all the planning and club paperwork onto me and left me to clean the club room on my own every day. Still, I stayed. I mean, this was me and Pete's dream. That is, until I found out about the anime convention booth. I saw our name on the registration list with Pete listed as founder and me as member, which I thought was just an honest mistake. But at the convention, Pete leaned back in his chair with a grin, bragging to the female cosplayers about how he built the club from scratch without help. I was shocked and extremely hurt. This was our dream together, and now I was just some member who brought food and did the work for them. When the cosplayer walked away, I walked over. "Why'd you say that to her? We made the club together." "Let's be real. A girl can't run an anime club. It's embarrassing." Pete interrupted and stood up, staring me down. "Girls don't even have good taste in anime. It's like guys with cars, you know? If a girl's involved, no one can take it seriously. Besides," he said, swatting his hand around, "girls only like romance stuff, but real fans want actual plot and good fights." I was devastated. I ran out of the convention hall, wiping my tears away, wishing I'd never started the club in the first place. Maris, one of the original members of the club, chased after me. He covered my head with his jacket. "You can cry. No one can see you now," he said so gently that I started crying really hard. What Pete said there was messed up. You know, if you started your own club, you'd do so much better. I was too hurt to believe him. "No, I'm done with the club, and I'm done with anime." But Kent wouldn't let up. "You can do it," he whispered, lifting the jacket, gently wiping the tears off with his thumb. And so the anime guild was born with 8 people in my living room. Our first official meeting, I was nervous. I suggested we watch Fairy Tail, the show Pete had once called Power of Friendship Garbage for Girls. Everyone loved it. The guys were tearing up at Grey's backstory, while the girls gushed about how much they'd love to fight like Ezra. And at Lucy's sacrifice scene, everyone was sobbing together. But we didn't stop there. We had workshops on voice acting and animation. We partnered with the art class for manga drawing workshops. Everything I wanted to do that Pete said was too soft and girly for the club. But while our club became popular, Pete's was suffering each day. It shrank to 12 guys who met in dusty storage rooms. He ruled the club like a corrupt king, putting up an entrance exam to keep fake fans out, and bullying members that didn't fit the anime culture. And even though our club was doing well, Pete mocked it, calling it a girly club for the weebs who cry over romance, as if it was a bad thing. But things were about to get deliciously worse for him. This year's convention had a $500 prize for the most popular school club, and both of us were a part of it. My members chose Magical Girl Through the Ages as our theme, showing how girly anime influenced the industry. Pete's club went with the same Dragon Ball Z fight compilation display as last year. On the day of the convention, we had a huge line at our booth even before we finished setting up, while Pete glared at us from his empty booth. While I was showing a few guys how to do the Sailor Moon transformation sequence, Pete started shouting at the 2 members of his club. "This is boring and you're so bossy," one said. "You ruined the club, dude," added the other. They walked straight to our booth and started trying on Sailor Moon accessories, laughing with my members. Pete crashed out. He started tearing down his own booth before marching over to mine to do the same, but Kent, my greatest supporter, stopped him. "You're just a girl. An assistant," Pete yelled, trying to grab at me. "Then sit down and watch this girl win," I told him, his mouth hung open, speechless. Moments later, they announced our booth as the winner, and Pete threw a girly tantrum on the floor.